steady grind. Unless you were an early adopter or unless you are a founder. None of which, well, anyway. The funny thing is, so as you can see, the week's been a kind of a slow week as per normal, but for Australia, now I'm not sure what the minimum wage is. I'll just briefly pull that up. Let's have a look. The minimum wage for Australia is, as always, I'll use Microsoft Edge with the AI built in. No, not looking for those things. Minimum wage in Australia is about 23.23 a week per hour, and per week it's 882.80. Wow, that's increased. That's increased a fuck ton since I've been working. I remember back in the day, minimum wage was like under $600. So there goes my theory of I got almost minimum wage today. Mind you, I did not work 30 hours. I only worked, let's have a look, according to this thing, about 30-ish hours. But overall travel time, it's probably a little bit higher. But not really the point of the stream. But when you, I guess, apply some of this money, however you want to budget, maybe you want to DCA into something like crypto, which I'm doing a live on stream. It's about week 10 of my particular challenge. Mind you, I might make it like a 52-week challenge. I might just make it a perpetual challenge until I'm about 70, 80, 90, 100, 110. But so far, week 10, I've DC'd 80 in X amount, and I'm actually starting, it's funny, I'm starting to forget about particular wallets. Now, I built a nice little ladder here. As you can see, I'm happy to share this amount. Start and end dates are covered by the, let's have a look if we can move this out the way here. All right, so have some income, have some other income, and then I have some staking ladders, and then I have, you know, maybe there's some other ladders, maybe there's some other farms, maybe there's some other crypto, maybe there's some other sources of income, right? And basically you have your own sources and I'll have my own, and then I can apply them as I choose to. And one of the things I choose to do is DCA into crypto. Now, my favorite hex, now not everyone's favorite, mind you, is down on the 90 days about 63.5%. Now, many people would say that's wrecked, you're wrecked, why bother? Pulse chain is back to levels maybe 4 months ago. INC is still not down at the 50-cent range. Pulse X is getting quite low. Hex is under the 3 or 4 months ago prices. Now, the reason it becomes sort of an interesting game as I begin to play is because, like I said, I've gone into one of the wallets and I've forgotten I had this amount here, this 5,000 hex. Now, you can see here there's some stakes that have actually come due, and although they're kind of wrecked, because I'm pretty sure at one stage they were worth a lot more. Not a lot more, they were worth a little bit more. You know, you can see the amounts aren't exactly wife changing, but you can see here, for instance, the amount of hex and the yield that it paid out. And what I wanted to do was figure out if I can get it straight. So 24 cents, and so about 24 cents as well, mind you. To end the stake, the ending of the stake will be about 1 cent, not even 1 cent. So that's good to me. If I wanted to, I could then take that 50 cents and then I could, if I wanted to, restake it, or I could transfer it all over to Pulse to make up for the fees. I don't know. But as you can see, the yield on these stakes here are about, where is it? 8.48% in terms of hex, mind you. Now, we can do the maths live on stream, which one should never do, but we can go, actually, I'll do chat, Microsoft Edge, and we'll go, where is it here? We can go something like, we'll add up the, so $50 low. So $50. We have $50, right? Let's have a look. And we got 50 cents. Well, what is that? So should be pretty straightforward for people. But as you can tell, it's not much. For the time frame as well, which you need to take into consideration, we'll give you a more interesting calculation. What is that? Well, I say 50. That's okay. So it's like points. It's 1%. Is that right? 1%. Okay, so in that time frame, 1%, right? So how many days is that? Yeah, as you can see that there. May 2nd, March 25th. So days. So it's not many days. So 1%. It is less than, as we can see here, the farms, which I've created through this little DCA strategy. Happy to share. $50. Let's have a look. Over the time frame, which I'm not keeping track of, which I probably should, is slightly underperforming. But think about it. It's not large amounts of money, right? So I don't think I'm going to be retiring off that anytime soon. However, because I've been in parallel to this, as we can see here, week over here, we're up to about week 10, I think. I might have skipped a week or added in a week, but I was trying to pay off a credit card by week 190 days, and thus far I fell behind in that, but I've paid off about close to 40%. So it's not too bad. And on top of that, I do have my little farms, which I created here. And then on top of that, I have these little ladders, right? So what am I going to do? Well, I think I can rule out, well, okay, if I was absolutely desperate for money and I'd put this money away, I'd go, oh, that's good. I have this amount here. Mind you, it's interesting when you look at the farms because how do I word this? Imagine if you had $1,000 of, say, a Hex and Pulse farm in PLSX, and the price of Hex gets murdered and the price of Pulse gets murdered. I'm not sure, does it maintain its parity in terms of value over here on this side? Because, you know, when they move, you know, you get less or more, etc., etc. So I have a feeling, I could be wrong, but then when the other ones pull back harder, you kind of have not saved your crypto, but just have a look into that. It's interesting to think about, because I was looking at the Ethereum farms and the Ethereum Pulse farms, and then I thought, well, most likely Ethereum's going to fucking pump hard as fuck, and then I'll be left with all this Pulse, which is fine. But I thought, well, why not you move some now? But then I was really thinking about the Hex and the Pulse chain farms. I'm like, but I'm pretty sure I had a farm, and it might have lost a bit because they've both gone down because of the overall holdings. But I'm looking at it, I'm like, I'm pretty sure the amount's still fucking the same. So on the LP farms, if you had have held those two in, what would you call it? In just holding it and not doing anything with it, not earning any fees, then maybe you're worse off than had you put it into a yield farm and actually earn some INC with it. I mean, you have to check these figures out yourself, but you got to decide. But ultimately, I think the amounts here, I'll have to go back and check my other streams, haven't decreased a lot relative to the amount of INC. But I've noticed probably maybe it's $90 and now I've earned $3.3. So I was like, oh, okay. Maybe I'm net negative or maybe I'm net positive by not much, but it has decreased ever so slightly. So I'm not sure where that calculation comes from, if someone's slowly pulling LP or someone's capitalizing all the stables, or who knows what's going on, you know, big whales playing big games, things like that. Ultimately, the little guys like me get usually wrecked and hammered. But, you know, by these tactics, you can see it's not overly profitable. Say, for instance, it was $90 and it's down, you know, a little bit, but then I've earned some INC. So you then have to take into account, you know, capital gains, capital losses, have to take into account whether you want to sell these things. And also, if this shit moons a little bit, do you really want to be selling it now? versus if it doesn't move, or don't sell it and it goes down further, then what? Especially if you decide to harvest, add more to the farms, etc., etc. So they're all interesting things to look at within this ecosphere. Like I said, very small numbers. APR is just being decimated. What the? I just look at that. I just look at that now. Wow. 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 I don't know if. Let's have a look. Oh, that APR. It's almost like the locusts have come in. Or it's just because things are just wrecked. ISC is just dropping, dying. It's going to be interesting few months. What is it now? It's just turned June. Tax season's coming in Australia of June 30, end of financial year. Then usually about to October the 1st, October the 30th, you have to like lodge. And then you have, to pay from the next payment will be coming out from there, etc. So I don't know, people. It's going to be interesting. Are we going up? Are we going down? I don't know. All I know is I'm going to keep DCAing in, and for good or for better or for worse, I'm going to have more hex, because I'm thinking, right, these ladders. Now, I'm going to make sure this shit is actually streaming. Because if I'm trying to think, if I were to DCA in now, I probably need to change the title. Lol. Yeah, I have to change this title. That's so good. But I reckon by DCA now, how much will that be? Let's have a brief look. What do we got? So usually I DCA in maybe a set amount. So 7. Say we DCA in. Interesting. These 2 stakes here. How much would that cost me at current prices as per Pulse X? Because these are some fucking juicy prices. Oh, interesting. So I currently have. So here's the thing. I currently have 5,000. Now, just these are small numbers, I know. But if you have 7907 plus 5,000, 12,907. All of a sudden, it's starting to be a little bit more hex, especially if and when these prices ever start to recover. This could be a lot. It could be a lot healthier. The fees are reasonable, very reasonable to end stakes, so you can afford to do these smaller stakes. Although you're missing out on T-shares, but if you're, like I said, many people maybe don't mention this, or I don't know what it is. Maybe I just don't think about it myself. But when you go head to head with a T-share, the T-share will always win. But if you go head to head with a T-share versus head to head with someone who's dollar cost averaging in, arguably the person who's dollar cost averaging in will win over the short term. Over the long term though, if you have one T-share for the max stake and then one T-share for like broken up, at the end, yes, the T-share that is maximum length will be 3 times more valuable hex. You don't know the prices, you don't know the risk, it could be insane moon math by that point in time. You don't know. But the smaller amounts could be worth playing with, because if you add on top of that, then maybe, just maybe, you have more hex eventually over that time frame, if that makes sense. But think about how much money you'd have to DCA in to get to the point where you need to, if you had have just done that one that was just 5555. I mean, I've heard the argument, make it reversed. So you have your first one, send it out, forget about that one, and then just watch all the hex crew, but just see how the system works. Mind you, if you need that money now, you may not be able to do that. You may not be able to afford to do that. So maybe you'll be able to apply or approach this system from a certificate of deposit, a ladder, whereby you start generating these little bits of income, right? It's still paying yourself in the future, although the price can dip as we've seen. But if you continue to DZA in, it's going to be interesting for myself to see how this all plays out, because where was I going with this? Okay, so we've got 12,907, 5,000. All right, cool. So if I needed 2,7907 times 2 would be, say, 15,814. Now we do minus 15,814. We got 2,097. So if I wanted to, let's have a look, 2,907, 2,907, 297, so that's $18. So if I purchase a whole of $18 worth of HEX, I will then be able to add on this extra 5,000, add on this extra 5,515, and then 2,470, and make a larger stake, which we will do that now. 5814, which will be for, say, let's just chuck it out for even 59 days, right? So I will have exchanged based on those figures that I just mentioned. So this is why I love this system, because you play around with this, especially with these low prices. You just do whatever you want. Now, 0. We'll do the T shares, right? So say we've got 0.2.163 plus 0.075. So we had 2.38 T shares, right? So we're going to be losing them once they're going to be destroyed. We're going to mint some new HEX. You know, the whole system will update, and then we'll have 0.238. But if, for instance, you wanted to, this is what I'm saying with the DCA approach, although it's costing more, because had you done, let's have a look, say you did 5,515 for the maximum, 5,555, you would have, you know, locked in by the end of it about 16,545 HEX, and you would get, where's the T share? And you would get 0.48, right? So, but then to be able to get that 0.48 T-shirt I'm talking about now, adding in, and I can't find the history. There we go, 5. Did you know you can copy paste from a calculator? It's really useful. So you just be like, boom. I know you guys knew that. You're like, boom, 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 right? And then you could put in, not, see that? Impossible to beat head to head, but because I've been doing it ever so slowly laddering in, I can then destroy 0.238 T shares and then put it for like 69 days, and then be like 0.476. So 0.476 is more than the 0.238. So that T share rate is increasing, and as we all know, T share generally only goes up and to the right, as we've seen. Well, it only goes up and to it only goes equal to or up and to the right technically, but the value can decrease, as we've seen. But on top of that, my method here that I'm trying to play around with is constantly building on this. So by the time I get to a place, you know, by the end of maybe the 52 weeks, I don't know, or even the next 90 days after this first 90 days, 180 days, half a year, this little holding here is going to look a little bit more healthy. It's going to look a little bit more like a little mini savings account. Because think about it, you take out $20 a day from your bank, or you save in a bank account $20 a day. It ends up being like $7,000 plus. Now that doesn't seem like much, but you physically go and do that every day, and you get $20 every fucking day. And at the beginning, right, it kind of sucks, because what's the point? But then over time, you have this big fat fucking wad of $20. So that'll be kind of cool. And imagine you continue to do this for the rest of your fucking life. You'll get to the point where you have a lot more money. Now that, I'm not saying that's like what is going to save you from the matrix and from everything, from the bills, from the kids, from the mortgage, from the investments, from the fucking fees, from the loans, all that shit. No, I'm just pointing out that it's just something extra, right? And so if on top of that, you also have another income like this, and eventually if this ever does recover, you know, it may not, it may go down further. It may, you know, it may go down further, or it may recover slightly. And then days like today could be, you could look at yourself and go, this was a godsend, because I just got to buy in at, you know, a 30-month low of 27.3% or 60, you know, 3.4% in terms of 90 days. And because I did that, and now it's up, so it goes up from here back to the it goes up 60%. This amount here is going to be probably worth more than this amount initially invested, plus the initial amount of HEX you'll be minting, plus the T shares, plus, and you can see how convoluted all this gets for people going, what the fuck's going on? But if you're following the numbers, you know, you kind of, when you play it like this, it'll get to the point where you just sort of keep doubling and doubling and doubling through very small amounts, because as I keep entering in, this stake ladder here will increase. As they increase, they'll also be ending, and as they're ending, because I'm not selling them, I'll be getting more of this HEX, and then it will be compounding, and then I'll be locking it away for more, and then because I'm adding more into it, right, it becomes interesting because these small amounts, it just keeps stacking up, and then you get ones like this. And then when these ones end, that's only into August. It's like, what, 2 months away? And then when these nice ones end, if the price is still the same, you know what I'm saying? Like, you add more in, and then these ones here have ended, and it just starts to get larger. And then eventually, maybe, it turns to that big fucking fat wad that I was talking about before, right? So, hopefully people completely disagree with that and find a better way to do that. But if you have a chain which is extremely cheap to transact on, it allows HEX to operate like this. Now, yes, it also allows HEX to be decimated by every man and their dog, but that is the price you pay for, you know, one of the best performing assets, extreme volatility. And as they say, and everyone loves to say it, I don't know where it originates from, you know, but I'll just pretend like I've never heard it before. But when there's blood in the streets, you know, when there's fucking blood in the streets, a famous saying, very famous, and because it sounds cool, everyone repeats it, and then you hear it a million times, you're going, fuck off, I'm sick of that. That's what I do anyway, and I find myself going, hang on, I used to fucking say that. What the fuck? How is this shit being copied? It's hilarious. But if that is the case, you know what they say, when people do that, it's interesting and it's good, because it means that they like it. And if they like it, other people like it. If other people like it, maybe, just maybe, they will like HEX too. Maybe they'll like Pulse, maybe they'll like PulseX, maybe they'll like INC, or maybe they're targeting the wrong fucking audience. I don't know. But, like I said, very cool. I mean, the numbers aren't really that well, but over time, I think we're going to see this little ladder grow. And I'm not sure at what point in time I'll probably have to set a cap, like say something over maybe 1,000 seems kind of low. But I'm thinking maybe if this, once it starts to get over 10,000, maybe you have to put it behind you know, be a bit more secure, not share it. So put it behind put up the fucking, the security wall, and maybe don't share this sort of stuff, because there's no real benefit to it. But for the time being, you know, this is okay. Like I said, farms are performing well, APR's dropping off a cliff. All it takes though is if you are staking your LP and owning INC, and then also if you are doing your thing with HEX, interacting with HEX. And like I said, if you want to focus on the T shares, or if you want to focus on your DCA approach, either I think is good. Usually it would be good to combine the two, because if, like I said, if I put all of these ones out 5, the T share rate would be insane. What do we got? So we say an average of what, 7,000. But say every fucking week I was putting 7,000 away for like 5. This is what I mean, like it'd be 0.61, 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, so, you know, 24, 30, 36. Alright, yeah, 36, yeah, alright, so you'd be like, yeah, 36 something, so you have 3.6 T shares, which is a lot more. And in the future, if it does, you know, not ifs and buts, say it does some moon maths, and then you'll be like, oh, thank God I did that. And then, I'm almost tempted to say at this point, oh, but then what about the fees of Pulse Chain? Oh, because we saw what Ethereum did. Mind you, Ethereum could be fixing their shit. So if Ethereum fixes their shit, guess what? Pulse Chain will fix its shit too. Now, before I close, it's probably not worth checking out probably is worth checking out Gwei. Gwei's actually been kind of reasonable. Hasn't been up at 100 Gwei, but currently 11 Gwei. Okay, still sucks for bridging, swapping, borrowing, fucking providing LP, pulling LP. That sucks so hard. But on Pulse Chain, it's nice and fluent, you know. What else have we got? I need to change the title. But yeah, that's about it. What have we got here? Should chat. Who's in here? No one. Empty room. Alright, cool. So yeah, that is what my approach is going to be. And like I said, little things, you know, just these little things that I'll be happy that I did this because, like I said, I'm happy that I put these little amounts into a credit card. I'm happy that I've been taking out, you know, little bits of cash and putting it aside. It'll almost be tempting at the end of a year, for instance, to decide what am I going to do with this fiat. Should I be putting, you know, an additional 20 into this, you know, every week? Because it could be worth it. I mean, every day though, every day. Imagine you do this see that that is a question now I'm starting to consider. Should I be doing this, but every day? And how fast can I do this? And how quick can I get these amounts to grow? Because if I were to do these amounts maybe every day, let's have a look. Would that be feasible with Uber though? Let's contemplate live on stream. So we do 2,000, right? Biggest hurdle is moving. With these small amounts, you don't get wrecked by fees too hard. So 2,000. What would 2,000 a day look like? Now I know this is ridiculous. This is silly. Why would you bother with such small amounts? Now, you could do 555 It's like you get 6,000 hex. It doesn't sound like much, but you know, $100 hex. What would that be? Let's have a look. So say 2,000 times 100. Now everyone's laughing at this $100 hex, right? I don't give a fuck. So can you fucking imagine? So at $100 hex, not even $1,000 hex, $100 hex, right? Now you say that's just stupid. Well, keep selling, my friends. Keep fucking selling, because at the if you were to do 2,000 hex a day, which is like not a lot, every single fucking day for 365 days, and then 55555, at the end of 15 years, for a whole year, you would have a fucking perpetual dumping mechanism onto the system. Oh my god. Can you imagine that shit? That would be crazy. That's fucking tempting as fuck. Oh my god. I'm thinking about it now, people. That is seriously, alright, nah, I won't do it. Or will I? I don't know. Decision does no. So anyway, back to the 2,000. Say a day. Let's just say a day. Let's do 30. You'd have that's not much of a t-shirt, you know, 0.005, and you're getting like 30 hex per day, which is like, what's 30 hex? I think it's about 50 cents or something. 30, not even, sorry, 18 cents. Ooh, okay, wow, 18 cents. Woo. Now, it doesn't seem like much, right? But then if hex starts doing some gains, and then you have this fucking perpetual ladder in place already, and then mind you, the fees aren't increasing. Every single day you have 18 cents, which is not a lot, because you could be doing 20 bucks into something like farming, which potentially could pay better if you're constantly adding every day and building. So you got to decide, you know, what do you want to do? And there's a lot of other like 20 bucks here and there for a meme. I don't fucking know. I mean, I'm not for the memes, but apparently it could bring adoption. But personally, I think we need to. We've got the exchange now. We've got the centralized exchange. So hopefully people are seeing the biggest wrecked fucking price chart in the world, and they're thinking, "Oh, I definitely want to buy that." Or it's going to be like someone like me coming along. Maybe I DCA in. Maybe I don't. Maybe I can't. I don't know. Don't know, people. But yeah. So imagine 2,000, just a mere 2,000. 30. We've got 60. 60, 90. T-share rate doesn't increase much with those such low numbers. Alright, okay. Imagine 90 days. That would be interesting. Like I said, I've had a dream. I would love to have a term deposit ending, large-ish term deposit ending every week. Have perpetual income equal to or greater than something like a Uber Eats earnings. Mind you, this is Eats. This is not people or anything else. It's just solely one platform. And if I could do that, then all this money earning from other stuff would be going into paying off bad debt, etc., etc. So good to have a plan. This is my little brokey plan. Hopefully you enjoy that. Because looking at it, I know it doesn't seem like much, but if you watch me do this for fucking 3 years straight, and then you might be impressed of the outcome. Because, you know, usually you do a course, it's about 3 years. Maybe, just maybe, I should have started this a lot earlier. Instead of sort of dying because the price was just so low. Maybe, just maybe I should have, started this a little bit earlier, but that's okay. Like I said, you can also take advantage of the prices of, say you think Pulse Chain could do some X's, say you think Pulse X could do some X's, say you think INC could do some X's as well. Maybe even you're crazy and you fucking think EHEX could do some X's. Just think about how much EHEX you can fucking buy with these small amounts of money. Let's have a look. Let's exchange and let's have a look at it. Do I even have EX on here? Excuse me. What the fuck is this other shit? I have no idea what this shit is, people. Okay. Bro, I haven't even fucking ordered this shit. What? Thanks from Ethereum, that's what. Oh, bro. Okay. Change of plan, mate. But the problem is the staking. The fucking staking over on Ethereum and their fucking gas fees. See, imagine trying to engage with Ethereum and like creating a little mini stake. Although it wouldn't be as much for like 30 days, but like $2.90 and the fee would be like $1. It's like, But then you start increasing the fucking amount. A million X is 1,483. Holy fuck. Really? That's all a million hex is. 1,483. Fuck me. That's not far off of. What is that? Dude, that's fuck all. That is fuck all. But in Australian terms, what is that? 2,200. Fuck me. Imagine what you could turn that into. So, say you had. Say, we'll pretend this is Ethereum. Wait, what was I saying? A million. Ooh, look at that. Million hex. So just ignore the price, but say you do a million. Oh, imagine the million hex. You just fucking locked away in a vault 87 t-shirts. Just like that, people. At the end of it, you have 3 million hex. And if the price was to say stay the exact same, you could skim 2. That is impressive. But you have to lock it away for 15 years, right? 15 years for guaranteed 300%. You don't hear that even in the certificate of deposit world. What is that? Even like 10% here. Very generous fucking rate. Still not gonna get it. So the thing is, do we believe in hex? And the problem with that is, the whole gas fee on Ethereum is just fucking wrecked. But just imagine some magical world where the fucking price does increase somewhat. That could be an interesting play. Huh. Assuming there's liquidity over there because we all decided the hex is to kill it. You just sit on it. But that's just that's absurd. Question is, do we all think this is getting back to all-time high? This is the question. Alright, I'll close this one out because I have the completely wrong name on this fucking stream. Hey, what's happening? Face Reality. Sorry about the title of the stream. I needed to change it. I don't know why. I thought I did, but I'm not sure if I can change it midstream. Oh, you know why? I didn't even know I could do that. I went straight into OBS and I fucking hit stream without even going through here. So it does. Okay, what if I can update titles live? Week. I reckon I can. There's a week 9 crypto challenge. Week 9. It's HEX PLSX INC. Oh yeah, INC crypto challenge. All right, and we'll put some hashtags in there. What's it called? Hashtag. Sorry, I'm just mumbling to myself. I'm doing this shit. Okay, I'll put ETH in there. Why not? Fuck it. Okay, so update all. Ah, good. It did work. Now the question is, will it update on fucking YouTube? Aha, it did. All right, cool. Let's have a look. Yeah, man, $1,500. Like, I'm like, that is very cheap. Very fucking cheap. Oh, that's good. I didn't even know that. I just jumped straight onto fucking OBS, and like I said, I synced up a couple. Sorry, people. I think there's 6 people over on X. This is not InfoWars. Nothing to do with it. I just, yeah. You need to update. I'm just talking about some crypto stuff. Thank you for tuning in. Like I said, if we all want to escape some sort of matrix, we have to kind of plan for the future. But yeah, hopefully we can get there. And these little ladders you'll see these grow over the coming years. Like, I'm gonna continue to do this just as a point to prove to people. Be like, look, I don't really care what the shiny meme coin is, which is fine, because I'm sure once people make, you know, $1 million off of their $1,000, not even, and they're gonna take, you know, all of it and put it straight back into Hex and lock it away for, you know, 15 years, and then guaranteed to triple it, and then God only knows what the price could be in the future of that. You know, how many people are actually going to do that? That would be the most fucking, I don't know what you'd call that. You'd have the biggest fucking balls to do that in the world, and it worked. You know, you'd be like, I made $1 million and I put it away for fucking 15 years, and I got $3 million. Oh, by the way, fucking 100x, 1000x in that time, and now I'm a fucking billionaire. That would be, yeah, that would be super fucking impressive. I would love to see something like that, and that would be the story of the Hexkins, because I just don't want to see it, as we're all familiar. I just can't see how the fucking traders won, in terms of they outsmarted the stupid stakers, and they fucking took their profits when they should have, and they, you know, it's just, that can't be how the fucking story ends, is it? Because it's not, because the timeline's not fucking over yet, people. In 15 years, and this shit is still the same price and hovering, and Pulse is still the same price, or is it Pulse is still these prices, maybe it gets to the sack rates hovering, then okay, I'll be like, okay, I admit defeat, but by the way, along the way, the fees have remained very cheap, and I've been able to continue to do this on Hex. But I'm a bit concerned about this fucking APR. It's dropping, people. If that's your main source of income, that could be the next thing to start to hit home, especially if it starts to get back down to like the 5%, you know, just like the normal average fucking crypto shit around, like on stables, for instance. Right, like the money goes to where it's treated best. So either we're looking at now as a time where everything's dying off, we need to abandon chain and take capital to get more capital to bring it back. And the assumption is you bring it back, because if you don't bring it back, it's just what's the word? Outflows, more outflows, which hurts, you know, hurts yourself even more. But then you also have the situation where what if people discover this, and you know there's some more interest, and I don't know, maybe the interest will be through the farming. I'm not sure. I'm not so sure. I think people have counted Hex out, that people forget about Hex or whatever. Maybe it was almost like before its time. Maybe people discover it a few years. I don't know. Maybe if the price ever starts to perform a little bit better, gets up around 10, 20, 30, 50 cents again, $1, and then people are like, oh, what's this shit? Oh yes, it did pretty shit, now it's just back to $1. But then they don't understand, it's like, oh, you can actually run the fucking code and do all this other shit in the background, and T-shares, good accounting, emergency end staking, and I don't know. Maybe, yeah, maybe that's what will happen. I don't know. Right, now what else? What else, people? 9 views. All right, cool. I don't know if that's 9 views simultaneously or 9 people viewing now. I think it's 9 views overall. That's not bad, considering usually on what's it called? Usually on YouTube it's a lot lower. What do we got? We got MX. We got the official. Interesting. I wonder if you can trade over there, long, shorter, etc. Yeah, Hex is just still doing its thing, people. Like, I don't think it's very tempting. Like I said, it's extremely tempting, that fucking EHEX. I don't know. Like, is that just an insane move? Absolute, like, just fuck. I think I should just buy. I might just buy some and just sit on it. I don't know. Put it in the cold storage, as I refuse to pay Ethereum gas extortion. But then it's like, will it increase? Is there LP even over here? Fucking, let's have a look. Some farms. How the fuck do we check? Search pools. Look for the Hex farm. We got info. Search pools of tokens. Let's have a look. Hex. I'm pretty sure look, you could be right. I know it doesn't pay out ink anymore, but if I were to create maybe it doesn't. Huh. Really? There's no Hex in Hex. I did not know that. So I could have sworn there was maybe V2, because then you're actually probably going to get the fees. So people maybe would provide it over there. Let's have a look. Takes a long time to spin up sometimes. It's like, how could everyone get together and kind of support and sort of not peg the fucking price, but I don't know. Because initially I was wondering if it was possible to peg the Hex, EHEX price and Pulse Hex price. But I thought, well, that would suck. Why would you do that? Because then if one performs amazingly versus the other one, you don't want either one to weigh you down, which is good now, because look at the fucking price of EHEX. Like, you wouldn't want it pegged and it goes down to 0.078 on both chains, because you're like, yay. But if it was pegged and it brought everything up to 0.063, that would be good. But then you're going to take into account Ethereum fees, and arbitrage bots and their fuckery. Now Hex and Hex is not spinning up. Why? Maybe it doesn't even exist. That can't be. There has to be a fucking Hex and Hex farm, surely. It's like $1 volume. Oh, this one's good. Hex Direct. Oh yeah, fucking $7. Who the fuck's creating these pools? Why? Like, surely you're better off just putting it into fucking. Oh, here we go. Hang on. What do we? Hex raise Garlo. What the fuck? There's like no volume on half this shit. I mean, is this just like pure plays the hope that the fucking other token goes like up or down, so they just like scoop up more of it? This is interesting. Well, I mean, I guess everyone got their pulse chain to build whatever the fuck they want on it. I can only imagine, to be fair, Ethereum, all this shit on there. Oh my god. It's like, it's the world's supercomputer, and then they just fucking, let's just put millions of files within files within files just to fucking clog up the network. Get heaps good. Oh, why is the fee so high? I don't fucking know. There's so much shit on there. That's fucking why. And there's 21. Okay. EX is dead. And then you fuckers are literally clogging it up with this shit. Oh my god. Not you guys in the chat, but you know what I mean. Now, you can't say these are fucking builders. Half of these things are just fucking GoPulse tokens, probably. What the fuck? And I have no idea what the fucking orange thing is about. I'm just too old, man. I don't give a fuck anymore. Bro, why is it so fucking hard to... Sorry, I should swear. Why is it so hard to find this Hex and Hex? Like, if there's no Hex and Hex pool, how am I even able to buy it, you know? Without insane slippage. Hang on, let's do that as a test. Let's exchange Hex for Hex. And let's see the fucking... Ethereum Hex. There's gotta be a fucking pool. What the fuck? Let's have a look if there's mad slippage on this, because if there is, then we can confirm there's no fucking pools. Well, there's got to be a fucking pool. What the fuck? Sorry, I don't do this all the time, so the only time I do this is probably once a week on this particular stream. I just have a look around at some shit that I should be all over, but there's just too much happening. I just lose track. Like, let's have a look. What do we got? Maybe there's something here they can tell me. See if this has been updated. Buy swap. But there's tokens down here. A whole lot of shit. I got the fork stuff, which is interesting, worth watching. I guess if people ever get on board and bring over the fucking LP, maybe, just maybe, but I'm not sure they are going to. Or they're just going to come here and dump. I'm not sure. Maybe eventually they, swap it into Pulse and they go over to the centralized exchange MEX and sell it, and then I don't know, the exchange gets all the Pulse and somehow that gets recycled and used. I don't know. Interesting. Maybe that's where it is. Good point. Need like a fucking website that just pulls all the data and just like shows where. Actually, wait. I think that exists somewhere. I think I have it saved. Alright, let's hang on. Let me have a fucking look. Let me have a look. Some shit. Wait. Is it here? I ain't fucking people. Where the fuck did I save it? Oh my god. Do 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 do. A friend of the channel pointed this out, and I'm not sure if it will give me what I want. Yes, fuck you. I knew it existed, motherfuckers. Now, here. So, there is, as you said, there is fucking... Where the fuck's the chat? I don't usually check chat, so thank you for engaging. I'm losing my stuff. Yeah, this, okay, so we have... Alright, yeah, so there's 500,000, that's still not much. But, you know, arguably... I don't want to say... So you could, in theory, buy $1 million worth of fucking hex and just... Hang on, let's do the numbers on this shit. So, okay, 3 million, but fees, gas, bridging, etc. Let's just do fucking 30 days. 30 days, you get 0.92 shares, you get 16,600 hex, which is equal to Ethereum hex, which is 16,000. Oh, you killed it. Oh. Does that ever happen to you? It crashes? You do some stuff it doesn't like, it fucking great, it don't like it, I'll tell you. Now, is that the right one? Bro, you fucking know. Yeah, I did it once. Another one is just, yeah, anyway, have a look to do. Alright, so $23, but then if you could drop it over and get 50% APR, but then what did I say? 23, 30 days APR. I can calculate that in terms of TVM or some shit, but I won't do that now. Arguably, quick off the top calculation, I'm actually thinking that you could, surely not. 1, 2, 3. It is quite possible that you could just buy EHEX and you could then buy, you know, pair it with PHEX. PHEX. Fuck, that's confusing. You know what I mean? Like Hex, Ethereum Hex. And you could pair it with 9-inch, like you mentioned before, and you could get 50%. That's hilarious. That's hilarious because you could hang on over here. Yeah, it's finished. When it says finished, I think that's in terms of INC emission, but it still does it still exist? What do we got? Okay, so there's one on Daytona, there's one on, which is actually more favorable, but there's only 1,800 in there. What do we got? Okay, here. Orange Grow, I don't even know what the fuck that is. There's some liquidity. Huh. Well, hats off to the fucking builders, I tell you, because had it not, you know, had you been, what's the word I'm looking for? Had you been relying on a decentralized exchange, arguably, then you would not been able to maybe access APR on it, because it looks like 9-inch farms are the majority of it currently. So if you want to play with it, then you can. So I don't know if that's good or bad. I mean, in terms of APR, it's good. In terms of, you know, going off of the deepest LP pool, I mean, because I'm a somewhat maxi, I would say, oh, that's bad. But maybe because someone else built it, they do it better. I don't know. But I have to write that down because I'm wondering now if I should be looking at some fucking EHEX. And hex on because fucking EHEX is so fucking cheap. So fucking cheap. You could sit on it over there. If it does start to recover, you could pull your LP and then still be in an okay position because then you can swap it out. Fascinating. All right, what else? What else? Let's have a look. I'll go over here. Do. Fuck. That's a surprise. I didn't know that. I thought maybe there might have been, you know, PLSX. But I guess once it got, called, what's the word? Killed. I wonder who held all the LP when it died. They would have just fucking scooped up a whole lot of EHEX. I don't think there's many pools over on Ethereum at all. I thought there might have been, but yeah, I can see why gas sucks over there. I think there was Pulse, wrapped Pulse from Pulse Chain with Ethereum over on Uniswap with the old contract and the new contract at one point in time. I'm not sure how that's fucking going. That's probably just wrecked because the price range is fucked. But what else? Yeah, that's good. I guess that's good. Not so sure I would want to actually. It's not a different contract. That's just fucked. That's okay. Yeah, so I'm not so sure. That's something I'd want to do. But then, if I was gambling on it, maybe I would just to try and get some API in the meantime. But like, this is like a long-term fucking play, people. This is not like, do this. I'm an influencer. Follow me. I want to do this. You're going to get fucked. No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm just thinking out loud on the stream. What else can we do, people, to try and recover the price of HEX, Pulse, and PulseX, and INC, and HEX? Well, state the obvious would be like stop selling. State the obvious would be buy more. But maybe that's not the obvious. I don't know, because then we have the whole ecosphere with a lot of people with a lot of fucking Pulse, and maybe they were cycled from HEX into Pulse, and there's a lot of fucking other shit around. But I guess most of it's doing shit to earning yield, and then people are not having to dump, and then they're on the LPs and on the fucking whatever. And then with the gains, they're probably buying meme tokens to try and flip some pennies. And then a lot of people, well, top 5 fucking holders of half the meme tokens are going to get some money, rinsing all the fucking, all the Nubians, the poor Nubians who think the Hexicans or Polskins or whatever the fuck they think they are, see if cypherpunks or some shit. Freedom-loving fucking libertarians, I don't know. They're all just getting wrecked if they're following these meme coin shit, in my opinion. But maybe some people make some money. There's a whole lot of other shit going on. I have not got the time for, no disrespect to people doing it, because they're in the same ecosphere and they grew from the same fertile soil as I, and they are far more successful than I. But I can't help but feel we lost our ways. And what else? I've got to figure out how the fuck we can get this shit back, people. Because obviously, maybe it's just going to take me just doing all the buys. Maybe, just maybe, that's what's going to I'm going to buy up all this shit when everything's down to like 0.0000001, and then I'll increase it by 1 and do 100x. And then retire and sail off into the sunset. Now, before I close, I do want to touch one thing. Basically, actually, I'll do it another time. It's not for this stream. I think I've covered enough. But yeah, except for that last little bit of negativity, I honestly think that I can do something with these hex ladders. The system does work as it's supposed to work. EHEX is extremely cheap. I'm not saying buy it, I'm not saying sell it. But if you want to provide LP, it'll be discovered that, maybe it's on 9-inch as opposed to PulseX. The price of Pulse is extremely low. The price of PulseX is extremely low, but the question is it just going to be everyone's waiting for, some benevolent, but some peaceful, peace-loving fucking Martian with a fuck ton of money to come in and save us all so we can, dump on the head of each other? Not sure that's the best approach. But I honestly can't think of a way without attracting new people to discover this system and maybe in a sensible way DCA in And should there be large gains, you know, experience it. Because other than that, I'd really hate to think, that's going back to the story about the traders versus staking class. I'd hate to think the traders won, and the LPs go the way of every other LP farm I've ever engaged with in my entire life, and the price of everything gets suppressed and stays down, and everything gets wrecked. I just that can't be the story. That can't be how this ends. Like, please don't be how this ends. I mean, I don't think it is, because yeah. Anyway, I've heard it all before, people. But the price is pretty fucking low. Like, and how is it recovering? Wasn't the pumps from? Was the pumps from some fucking benevolent big ass wallet? I don't know. Don't fucking know. If I had a lot of money, right, and I wanted to inject my money somewhere to get a return, maybe if I don't wanted to donate to a bunch of fucking brokies or greedy people, very greedy, rich greedy people, maybe I'll dump into something else which increases, which then gives them more capital, but then their wallet activity will indicate that maybe they would just dump and take profits. Or maybe, yeah, I don't know. I don't know, people. What do you reckon? Let me know. Let me fucking know if I've gone mad, or everything's fucking wonderful. Because I'm not sure. I'm not sure Hexaco is okay. Maybe Hexaco needs to be flying its flag upside down. I'm not sure. Maybe we need to face reality, you know? Pun intended. Because especially after watching the highest of stakes, I was able to watch it the other day, and I'm like, huh, interesting that the idea of the fucking movie is to point out that people can get wrecked in crypto, and it's like, and the price did what? It's just not looking good. And like, what if what if new builders, we'll go negative now. What if the new builders don't come? And what if no one else comes to buy this? Then what is it? You know? And also, mind you, it doesn't affect anyone else individually, except for their holdings. But I'm saying, like, if it does not recover, and then the Hexkins were basically the laughing stock, one of the laughing stocks of crypto, that goes down goes down with the ship, basically. I don't know if you've seen that clip recently with the captain walking through a pirate ship, a old school wooden ship, and it's just being blown apart by cannonballs, because that's kind of what this feels like right now. And the Polsukins and Hexkins are not the ones firing the cannonballs, I tell you that right now. Yeah. I mean, I hope at the end of 90 days things are a bit better, but another 90 days of this, my ladders will be nice and increased. I tell you, they will. But I hope I get that back to that glory. I just hope we do, man. And whoever's in here, men and women. But yeah, because then it's like, then the story becomes, if that's the case, then the story becomes, if Hex is somewhat dying, critical, and terminal, so too is PulseX, and INC, and all that's left is something like the meme coins, and the talking point will be, well, you should have fucking sold your shit. You should have sold your Hex, INC, Pulse, all of it, and you should have bought these meme coins, which pumped hard as fuck in the bear market. And what is the price of? What is the price of everything else? Have a look before I close this one out. 68,000 BTC, 3.7, 37,000 fucking Ethereum, Tether, BNB. Solana 165. Dogecoin. Hex is being crushed by Dogecoin. What happened? What fucking happened? Tron. Fair enough. Tron's been out for fucking ages and it's like 11 cents. So we feel what I was saying. Imagine Pulse Chain 11 cents. It'd just be fucking mind bending. The sheer amount of So okay, if Pulse Chain did say get to 10 cents, for instance, let's do the insane bull run scenario now. So imagine Pulse Chain does the fucking insane gains that we're all possibly thinking of. Could it be then that fresh capital is extracted, like through LPing or however it's done? And then could it be potentially that it can be used then to pump things like Hex because the Hex ladders that you have, I'm assuming people have, and they've been religiously putting them away and not just fucking sitting on liquid and then getting more Hex and not dumping all their fucking liquid during the hardest of hard times. Maybe then that pumps, and then that pumps, and then some wealth is created and generated, and people take their profits. And then maybe whilst this is happening and Pulse is pumping hard as fuck, maybe INC then pumps hard as fuck as well. And then people take their profits from INC and then they decide to purchase the things that are really cheap, because if Pulse is pumping and INC is pumping, it's going to be hard to argue, or I should use my mad gains from Pulse to buy INC, vice versa, because they're both fucking pumping. Maybe then is when people decide to buy Pulse. To buy the fucking Pulse X. Then the Pulse X price fucking moons hard as fuck. And then the meme tokens start to get absolutely fucking destroyed because people will be like, oh, well, you know, maybe there's some better gains we had over on Hex and Pulse X because Pulse is just pumped hard as fuck. INC just pumped hard as fuck. And then we have a situation where everything's sort of rising together. And then also at that time, T-shares are still doing their thing. And then most likely then is when you will see adoption from retail. You will see people who previously maybe hated on Hex, hated on Pulse Chain, maybe they sacrifice for it, maybe they start making these little videos, oh, maybe this thing to do with 10x, 100x, 1000x. Maybe then at that point in time, we will see the next leg up of a fucking insane run up. But until then, I don't think. Until then, I don't think we're gonna see overnight the shit we saw with Hex. It was like 0 to fucking 50 cents, like maximum fucking thrust. So, based on that, I would think that if you still believe in Pulse, not even if you still believe in it, there's fucking, you give a fuck if you believe in it. If you think you're going to make some money about this in the long term, in the way that delayed gratification would give you, and is DCA something I learned from fucking time in the market? Generally, big fucking generally here. Generally, when Hex is down a lot and you buy it, it does go up. And it turns out to be an okay move. So I'm not sure if that's in relation to locking it for long times, because it'll be a good move regardless. As you can see, like, it's 300 fucking %. But is that like, if it goes down a lot and then you buy it and then it goes up a lot, should you on that one fucking stack, should you take some profits? Because previously I should have, and based on that, maybe everyone else did, which is fine, which is good, congrats to them. But then I was, I was naive enough to think and treat, you know, the entire amount as one stack, instead of maybe treating, like I said, each individual ladder as a fucking stack, which is hard for myself, because I have a really fucking hard time with taking profits, because it's ingrained into me loyalty toward this thing, as in I would rather sit on this thing, accrue as much as possible, maintain my t-share rate, and not sell this. Other shit, I care less about. Hedron Icosa, I believe, is there as a strong incentive to not sell your shit, but I care more about Hex than Icosa. But that shit is extremely fucking cool. But when I saw the big pump on Icosa and I was dying, and I had to sell one or the other, I'm selling the fucking Icosa over this because I can get more of that. Yeah, you can get more of Hex, but the t-shirt rate is forever moving against you. Now, the next thing. So, lessons learned from that. So this is sort of psychoanalyzing myself here. The lesson learned from that is to, when I see large numbers on one stack, take that into account. Take that into, even do some maths on it and be like, okay, this is X amount % of the entire fucking stack. Is this a good sell right now based on what you got it for? If it is, maybe you take some profits. Because had I done that, hindsight, had I done that, say I did maximum, say I was 100% greedy, not to the point of emergency end staking. Yeah, no, that's all good. Cheers for chilling. Say I did that for maximum greed. I would most likely not emergency end staking. So that's like 10. So 9 is everything but end staking. So I did 9. I would have had money left over to now. And the question is, how would I have used that money? I would have continued to fund the lifestyle in terms of bad debt. And I would have been down a little bit on that. Then there would have been some potential capital gains, maybe. Tax issues, maybe. And then there may have been, what else? Overall, I still would have had excess money to this point in time. Maybe there might have been a new car of some sort. Maybe some expenditure on another car for work, maybe. So I still would have had a fair chunk left for now. And I then could have gone in and utilized these wonderful fucking farms, I tell you. Oof. Imagine, fucking say 50,000. Even at these rates, right? It's dropping a fair bit, but 50,000 is still $90 a day. 638 a week, so that is dropping off, but for free. Imagine that for free, people. And this is what I don't think retail or high net individuals are looking at right now. Because previously I may have lost that amount on fucking shares, right? Or fucking trading derivatives. So just imagine, see, this is the thing that is good about Hex. Just imagine if I had not lost all that money on shares, lost all that money on derivatives, not lost all that money on options and shit like that. Imagine if I had put that money into something like fucking Hex and locked that shit away for maybe not 15 years, but maybe locked it away for 3 months, just kept it here, kept it not like, make sure it's safe and all that shit. But not like the getting hacked aspect or giving away your fucking phrases or things like that. But in terms of not just gambling on it, Imagine if I just had have locked all that away into this nice little fucking safe within a fucking safe within a new safe now. Imagine just fucking putting that there and leaving that coming back talking, oh, it's gone down, oh, it's gone up. But the fact that it's still, as it's doing that, produces more yield on itself is a very favorable asset in my fucking opinion. Now, that is why I'm kind of convincing myself here why Hex is good. And this is why I will be DCAing into my money ever hits my fucking bank account. Instant transfer my fucking ass, I tell you. Now, I won't do it live on stream because then you motherfuckers will go and chain analysis up the wazoo. Fucking, what a joke. Direct payment my fucking butt. Anyway, what was I saying? Go on with that. Yeah, so imagine if I had put that money in here, and instead of being down 100%, and then DCAing instead of fucking gambling randomly fucking thousands of dollars at a time on leverage trading and getting wrecked occasionally, wiped out, then I'd be sitting on this nice little amount, and those middlemen wouldn't have made all those fees off me or stolen all my money because I was stupid, you know. So that's all I can think of, and that's not even. It's not even to blame the fucking middlemen for existing, because there's actual use cases for them. You just have to be not as wrecked as I was, and so there is actual use cases for this sort of cryptocurrency. The only question is now, if you entered in at the top of the bond. Now, I don't think I entered at the top from memory. I did purchase some along the way as it was increasing, but overall, it's not down. I don't think people that got in earlier are down, but it's just not. It's not what it once was. Call it that, and the fact that it's grown from nothing is the fact that I think that a lot of the hexagons have either stayed around or will remember what it did. I don't think people are just gonna ever forget when they fucking made a fuck ton of money and just leave. Like, I think they're gonna be forever grateful, but I don't know how it's gonna go moving forward. Like I said, with lack of inflows, lack of reach, people have stopped talking about Hex. People don't really care, even though it's fucking flawless uptime, and can continue to do this. I also think, back to the story, I don't want the traders to win. I think it's the short-term traders as well. Like, if you have like fucking, so you got 10 million Hex or some shit. Let's say 100 million Hex. Say you got 100 million Hex, right? Say, like, in the early days, let's imagine if I put in more, and like a lot more, and it wasn't all laddered in, and I took, say, 50% off and just fucking sat on a liquid because I wasn't sure, I didn't trust it, whatever. And then say you've got like fucking 100 million Hex just like chilling in a wallet somewhere, whatever the fuck, and then you're staking that shit for like, what, 30 days? What are you getting? 8 million fucking Hex. Jesus. Excuse me, but 8 million fucking Hex? 50 G's a 30 days, man. How can you not say that this thing fucking didn't create wealth? On top of that, most likely someone like that would have then sacrificed over into fucking Pulse Chain and be sitting on a lot of fucking Pulse Chain. And then most likely they're fucking raking in all of the fees. And let's say they got like, what? We'll say 100k. Million? Maybe a million. We won't go a million, but we'll say maybe 100k in one fucking farm just chilling there. Can't be right. Yeah. I thought it'd be, oh, sorry. Say they have, all that money, wealth, they can just create fucking nothing, like literally. And say they have scattered on multiple farms. Something like this, for instance, then they'll be sitting on like $181 a day, which is like not fucking, amazing, but a week, it's a decent paycheck, right? And if I was in this position, right, and I was getting this sort of income, yeah, a lot would be going to pay debts, and maybe some would be going into staking. But think about it, you've already got this fucking huge bulk amount, you've then sacrificed a Pulse Chain, you're then sitting on a fuck ton of Pulse and a fuck ton of PulseX and a fuck ton of Hex. The Hex keeps bringing you mad yield, and on top of that, you are staking it in short fucking chunks for this amount of time, earning even more fucking free money. And then you're selling that shit, yeah, the price is going down, you don't really fucking care because it's sort of hovering, right? And then what you're seeing would be application of it all. And then you'd be seeing money coming from the fucking sky. And you would have all these different farms with the ability to return you all sorts of yield, and say you got even $1 million. You don't have enough farms producing INC to spread the $1 million evenly with these figures I'm using, because there's even 10 farms. So you would be getting something like, what, 194 a day, and then you times that by like, what, how many fucking farms is there? Your average 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's about 8 farms. So say you're getting like $150 times 8. I'm getting $1,200 a day. That's fucking nice, right? Doing nothing. Fucking nothing. And then it'd be like, and then someone like that, right? I would be in the ecosphere just chilling, doing whatever the fuck they want. Maybe even more extreme. Maybe even more extreme. And then you'd have someone like me go, oh, fucking, these people stole all my money. I'm so sad. Do you think that people give a fuck what other people are talking about? Some of the people that have this sort of wealth in the system that maybe don't not publicly facing, maybe they don't give a fuck, maybe they don't even like any of us, and they just like, fuck this shit, fuck you all, I'm just gonna live my life with my little fucking account because I've just created infinite wealth. Because that would have come from what do you, man, let's have a look. From the AA from memory, say you get in the day 33, say you DC it in the whole way. How many days was it? Like 320? Let's have a look. What, you could do some figures here. You could be like, oh, if you DC 8 in even $100 a day, like $200 a day, oh my god, you would have so much fucking hex. You would. Let's have a look. 3. I can't remember what the max payout was like for a very small amount, like 33 or some shit. Yeah, you'd have, there would be a lot of hex, a lot of fucking hex. So you wouldn't care at that point in time. So no matter, I'm psychoanalyzing myself here, and so if I was in that position, I wouldn't care what anyone else says. I would have that much money, wouldn't know what to do with. I'd have that much generated that much wealth, I wouldn't know what to do with. I would probably paid off the majority of my debts. I may have even, I would have then, if I had that much money, taken out money to then probably be able to borrow more because you have a big fat like chunk of money. Or you could then be just chilling in the farms earning more money. But at some point you got to take some profits, right? Even to pay your fucking tax and law fees and shit. Or whatever. Business fees. And there's like, life would be so fucking good. So yeah. And then would you stream at all? Would you fucking bother to talk about this shit? I don't know if you would. Like, I don't know, you'd be telling people that. That would be interesting. But yeah. Alright, I think I'll end it here because I've just sort of droned on about nothing too much. What else? That is about. I think that's the moral of the story. I think people with big ass bags don't really fucking care, and people with big ass bags don't really have any. Well, like I said, if I was in that position, I wouldn't care. I would not want to dump the price against myself, but then I would be extracting constantly, and then I think you would then be trying to figure out ways to make more. So maybe you'd be chasing meme tokens, I don't know, for quick flips. Maybe you'd be creating other shit for other quick flips or potential flips. Yeah, it'd be interesting. But I'm not in that position. I'm just dreaming, imagining being in that position eventually. Because the question will be then, now, if the price of this stuff goes from PLSX, INC hex that is, it does do a 10, 100, 1000, 10,000x. What is the ecosystem going to look like then? Because people have been starving for so long and they're going to be throwing this big fucking huge juicy steak. Their stomachs not even be able to fucking digest. I don't think. But if people have been starving and they've been like practicing living off of very little, maybe all of a sudden, this sounds, for me, this is what most likely will happen. It most likely will be they'll take enough to survive. and then like fucking, you know, a lot more, and then play with the system and create more value in the system. But the question is, what will the system look like with all these fucking huge accounts? And if everyone starts dumping, but the price keeps going up, and then retail gets in, fucking bull run, ETFs kick off, fucking Bitcoin to fuck knows what in US dollars, pro crypto fucking America, which would be good, pro crypto world, which would be good. Yeah, it could be crazy. And then you'll see all this shit on CoinMarketCap just fucking pump hard as fuck. The exchanges will adopt Pulse. The exchanges will most likely Pulse is the native. Then maybe eventually they adopt something like maybe a meme token gets dropped on there, or even the stables. And even if it doesn't, you know, shit will just be pumping. I make myself tired talking about this shit. Alright, well, I'm gonna go. If anyone catches any of this, thank you so much. Is there 12 people watching this on fucking X right now? If so, I hope the title's updated, because this is not, like I said, I meant to hit fucking refresh. It's not, God bless if it was, yes, but maybe, I don't know, maybe somewhere, somehow, this is a way to find some financial freedom. But yeah, like I said, there's a fuck ton of money in this ecosphere. I am not the holder of it, I assure you that. But just imagine, just think though, when everyone rips on everyone else, the people that have all this fucking money or whatever, I don't think they care about anything, because why would they? I mean, if I was in that position and I you know, like I broke down before, potential scenarios where larger DCA in leading to larger amounts of bags, and if used correctly, could lead to vast amounts of fucking wealth created from basically nothing, like literally nothing, gifted to you from fucking the founder, and then forked and gifted again, and then airdropped fucking unholy amounts of money. Then I would not fucking care about bullshit streams. I would not care about bullshit fucking anything. I'd just be like, I have so much fucking money, I don't know what to do with it. I don't care what anyone else says. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. Fuck them. And then I think that is the current case going on. And then also I think, as in, if there's a huge fucking recovery in the price, I think we'll see just more of the same shit, and we'll see more maybe some of the streamers will disappear because they have so much money, and it will be like, oh yeah, I'm going to come on here and say, for instance, Hex is worth $1, and then that's like $41,000. You'd be like, huh, hang on, maybe I shouldn't be just fucking, you know, sharing my secret fucking money box that just keeps growing. Although, if that were to take place, I think that would be very positive. Like I said, I want to see a ladder in about 3 years' time just fucking filled with these fucking stakes. Little tiny stakes just keep rolling and fucking stacking them. And then with like the, yeah. And that'd be really cool to do. And just keep fucking working, keep building, and then get to the point where we're all fucking, I don't know, you just party all the time. I think you just work more. I think you would. I think you'd work more, but you'd work in a different way. You wouldn't be working for hours. You'd be working on like, okay, how can I make more income? How can I save some on taxes? How can I fucking, how could I use property? You know, how could I get more income from that shit and then keep stacking it into this shit and then watch the pump? Just, you know, like maybe like more. It's like a tool to be used, and so you got to figure out, you know, the right recipe. You got to figure out, you know, how to build a house. You can't just get a hammer and go, okay, I'm going to whack all these nails into the fucking floor and I build a house. Like, no, you might need some timber, and it might need to be measured. You might need to figure out the fucking foundation, you know, figure out the footings, or, you know, all that shit. Figure out people who can do it for you. Because without that, you'll be swinging a fucking hammer around in the air. I tell you. But yeah. That can't be right, man. There can't be people that many. All right. Well, thank you again. Will I close it? Yeah. But I think that's the main point. I think people really are not gonna like gives a fuck. I don't think people care. They have huge fucking bags in this ecosphere, rightly or wrongfully, whether you agree or disagree, whether it doesn't matter. People, that's what happened, and that is going to be the case to the end of time. Um, unless someone, why would you fucking dump all your shit? Like there was someone exiting. You don't know, for instance, right? If when people like that exit was because they set up multiple wallets to start off with, and they decided to ploy and say not that they got hacked and they lost all their shit, but if you had a extreme holding of one particular wallet and you had 2 or 3 of them or 10 of them, and then you just dump one of them. Oh, the fuck's dumping this? I don't know. Oh, and then it's just someone just taking money off the table, and then that would just be what happens because there's no there's no fucking it's not. I don't explain it. It's not so much this loyalty, but you got to think about it. We're all trapped in here. Even in crypto, to a certain degree, everyone's trapped in here with each other. The only way to not be trapped in here is to sell your shit and go. And if you do that, then you take your profits, and if you do it reasonably, you don't suffer insane amounts of slippage. But hey, maybe you do because you've never seen that amount of money in your life, and you're like, holy fuck, I made it. Because I know when I saw some big ass numbers with this shit, looking back, I still laugh this thinking, how the fuck did I get that much money? That was fucking insane. And the funny thing is, I don't know about you guys or girls or whoever's watching this. I don't know if you've ever experienced mad gains before, then losing it all, then higher mad gains and losing it all, then even higher mad gains and losing it all. But I have, and every time I've made large, fucking huge amounts of money, well, what I considered to be large, like back in the day, I remember, the first large one I remember that I fucking didn't capitalize on was some stocks that went up like about it was like 10k in a day off of less than like fuck all money, and I was like, how the fuck did that happen? And I was like, it's gonna the very first time was basketball cards, and this was back in when they were at their peak and everyone loved them, and there was the Beckett's, and you would check the fucking prices, and I opened this fucking hot deck. The hot deck was worth about $1,260. I still remember to this day that as a set in mint condition, I looked at the back and going, holy fuck. Now, this set, it was like the Tower of Powers or some shit. I even had doubles of some cards. I was like, what the fuck? So every card was a really good deck. So I sat on these things and held them, and I got them evaluated about a while ago. I think I've still got them somewhere. They're like fucking old and in like good condition for what they are. They're worth fuck all now. So that was the first one. Now, second one was one particular stock, and it just fucking skyrocketed. And like I said, it was about 10k off of nothing when you're quite young. And GFC hits, and then I wrote it all the way down, thinking, I'm like, oh my god, I did the fucking basketball card thing again. So this is one thing I know that I'm doing. I'm got to learn to capitalize when it's good to do so. And then again, with pretty sure some forex trading, I fell asleep on one trade. Oh my god, I woke up half asleep and I missed out some big fucking green numbers, I tell you. You know they say never set a stop loss and they'll fucking take profit, mate. When you fucking get those candles. Anyway, another one was probably GFC. After GFC, building up fucking these shares, and just everything kept pumping. Everything fucking a touch went to gold. Then I changed my approach and went extremely risky. And this nice fucking life savings I built up, gone. Just burnt. Gone. And then the crypto. Kept chasing that crypto dream, and just didn't fucking hold it. had I held Bitcoin to this fucking day, maybe it would have been a nice bit of change, but I just kept getting fucking scammed and wrecked, etc., etc. Now, now with the what we saw with the all-time highs, that was something else. I tell you, it was fucking that was the highest amount of gains I'd ever seen in my life. Unbelievable. Once again, should have capitalized, didn't, but that is the trajectory, right? So I'm now, as I go about my business, and just every now and then, I know you guys think about the fucking. Some people might have got insanely rich or are insanely rich relative to what they were, and I don't know if you ever think about. I just fucking chuckle in a good way and just think. I honestly, I can see the next fucking insane pump for me myself. Maybe being in like the fucking tens of millions of dollars. For some other people, it might be hundreds. It might even be, I don't know. But can you fucking imagine that sort of wealth and actually capitalizing on a small fraction of that? Being able to, like I said, yeah, it's gonna be something else, and I've been preparing for it very well. I think I have anyway. With that, I think I'll leave it because, like I said, it's just gonna be a slow burn. For me, I want to create these nice ladders. I want to continue to do this for at least 52 weeks, and by the end of this 52 weeks, I plan to have at least one credit card paid off, possibly a second, and then start digging into some other debt. And while I do that, I'll continue to DCA in, and I'll continue to build and grow this fucking beautiful ladder I have here. And maybe some Pulse, maybe some Pulse X, maybe some other things. I'm not sure yet. Well, yeah. Imagine, and just imagine the future, people. I mean, just stop fucking caring what other people do and how other people are fucking shit up or not fucking shit up, because I reckon people are just mad rich at this point and they don't fucking care, which is fine, because I reckon eventually we all might get mad rich, and at which point in time we'll all be singing Kumbaya. But we'll remember, because like I said, once, well, I don't know if I said this, but once someone shows their true colors, I never forget them. And once an enemy, always an enemy. In terms of once painted in a certain way, you can't unpaint that picture. Now that's from a YouTube short. It basically breaks down. I'll see if I can find it to close on, because it's really fucking insightful, because I think it might help some people. Or it might not. Remember, don't listen to me, I'm a brokey. Go through shorts. It's not this one. But yeah, that also is true. That's my Tai Chi I've been doing. Fucking works. I don't think I'm gonna find it. If I can't find it. This one. So listen to what this guy says. Not this particular guy, but the sound. Yeah. So for once, see it. You know, don't ever forget. All right. And this is what time reveals all. Because that's who they are. Don't forget the picture that was painted. So in closing, I will actually end the stream.